Hi again guys, and welcome to episode 19 of Weekend Warriors, and to part 2, in effect, of an overall review of the triple model between the Subaru BRZ, the Toyota GT86 and the Scion FRS. Now yesterday we got into the specs of the Subaru, which are also the same specs as the other two vehicles, so we don't really need to run over that again. If you are interested in that and you are new to this discussion, be sure to check out that episode in the other series for, as I said, in effect, part 1 of this review. Now, this particular model that we're reviewing is, of course, the Toyota version, as I said it would be yesterday, and although all three vehicles are the same in terms of spec, there are some differences between different versions. For instance, the anniversary edition of the Toyota in particular does have, in some ways, superior specs, but that's only for the people who have bought that version of the game. So that's not really an ideal vehicle for everyone. We want to know what the vehicle that everyone has the opportunity to own is capable of, and also which of those are the best. Because the ideal scenario is the anniversary car, but not everyone has that, myself included. I did not buy the anniversary game. I don't care about the anniversary cars. Now, this particular vehicle that we are reviewing, the version of the Toyota, is different. It's not a full-on race car. It's not the Gazoo racing version or anything like that. But it does have some very notable advantages, and those advantages are the reasons why I would say that this model in particular is the best of the three, even though I personally like the look of the Subaru the most. And the reason why this one is different is because this is the Toyota GT86 racing version. Now, it's a racing version only in name. It's actually a base model which companies can use to work from to build a race car out of. And although you'd think being a racing version would completely nullify any potential advantage it could have over the others in terms of top-end performance, surely it's going to have more downforce. In price, for instance, surely it's going to cost more, etc. It actually doesn't, because the specs are still exactly the same. Same engine, same power, 448, the same torque, 294 foot-pounds, the same weight, 1,030 kilos, perhaps surprisingly, and of course the same PP at 533. So why is this the better model? Well, for two primary reasons. Three reasons actually. The first reason is the price. This is cheaper than the other models, which is really strange, but cool at the same time. Instead of 30 grand, this car costs 28. And although that's a tiny amount less, it's still less. The second thing is the visuals from the outside. Most notably, this car comes equipped, as standard, with steel wheels. And although that may not appeal to everyone, I personally think that's really cool. It's one of the only cars in the game, certainly one of the only modern cars, to come equipped with that. Also, it has the tow hitches on the front and rear, which are subtle but noticeable nonetheless, and most notably, from a visual point of view, the third advantage is the interior, because this car comes with a full roll cage and some other minor changes to the inside of the car, which, although they don't affect the weight or the performance in any particularly noticeable way, is just a cool thing to have. So overall, I would say that this particular model, the GT86 Racing, as it's called, is the best of the three all round. It's not quite as light as the anniversary edition, for instance, but as we already said, this car is far more accessible to everyone compared to the anniversary car. Now, visually, this does have body modification options. I still think that the Subaru has the best visual modifications, as a different body kit, a different rear wing. The rear wing is far more impressive than the rear wing on the Scion and the Toyota version, in my opinion at least, but all three cars do have decent visual upgrades. Visually, the Toyota and the Scion are virtually identical apart from the badge, and so overall I would say that if you're looking for one of these three cars in particular, if you're looking for the one that's genuinely different, then this racing version is the better one. cheaper, and more visually interesting. If you're looking more for the looks and for the visual tuning side of things, then I'd probably recommend the Subaru. Overall though, as we mentioned in yesterday's episode, all three cars are very good for their spec. They're not necessarily completely dominating vehicles, but they're good. Nonetheless, they're cheap, they're fast, they're pretty powerful for their engine size, and they are all lightweight. They're fun, they make good drift cars and decent track racers as well. So overall, that's it for this, in effect, two-part review for the three vehicles, and that's it overall for this particular pick. So I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.